I couldn't have had a more cooperative, decent person to represent in this case. From the moment I spoke to him, he told me what happened. His story never wavered. He told the same thing to the police that he told me when I met him a couple days after this happened. And what he testified to in court is exactly what he told me the first time that I met him. He adamantly denied that he ever committed any type of assault on Miss Jimenez. And as you could see, with a record verdict in terms of speed, the jury saw through this. I think the verdict was reached in less than a half an hour. That doesn't usually happen in most cases. And I will say that when I got involved in the case and I met with Jabrill, and the first thing I said at the arraignment is that we had evidence that exonerated him, that showed he was not guilty. And we presented that to the district attorney's office. Unfortunately, they were not interested in looking at that, although they looked at it. And in most of these, if not all domestic violence cases, the way things go right now is they have what's called a no-drop policy. Almost every district attorney's office in the state. So if a man is charged with domestic violence, no matter what evidence you show them that shows that he's not guilty, they are not going to drop the case. And so they went forward on the case that in a situation where we felt very confident no crime had been committed. And whoever watched the case could see there were no injuries to this woman. And the jury saw through it very quickly that this was a shakedown. Her civil lawyer was in court today. I don't know why he's here. She's looking for $9.5 million. And I've always believed in Jabrill. I knew he was telling the truth. Unfortunately, many people in the media, in the sports media, in the NFL did not have the same faith, and they just assumed he was guilty. And that's the unfortunate part. His reputation was ruined. He got some of that back today. As you all know, the NFL suspended him really for no reason for 5 games, I believe it was, and put him on the exempt list, 7 games. And now it's a huge relief for him to have this case over, to have him vindicated. And I don't say this often. I usually say, well, my client was found not guilty. But in this case, I will say he was found innocent, given the state of the evidence, given how quickly the jury returned their verdict. They knew it was a joke, and that's what I have to say.
Jabrill, the other thing you want to say, especially about, you mentioned your reputation, to the people who follow you because of your career?
Yeah, I said I had to be quiet for 3 months. This was all I could think about, and this was the first time in my life where football wasn't the most important thing on my mind. And, I had to just sit through, everybody pouring dirt on my name, everybody, for the most part, actually thinking that I did these things. And to me, crimes against children and women are the most egregious thing that you can do. And to be accused of that, it just hurt, you know what I mean? And I think that it makes it difficult for women who actually are abused, to get their proper due. And it also sheds another light on, how men in my position can be victims or targets.
What was I was just going to say, what was going through your head when the jury came back and they read the verdict?
I don't know, I was just nervous. I trusted the process. Mark did a phenomenal job pointing out all the inconsistencies in the story, keeping the trial about the facts. They tried to add a lot of fluff in there, but I think he did a real good